talk about Fortnite's latest thing you've done there.
Scots with soul,
going back.
build this network. Scots and soul, build this network on Scots with soul.
Oops. Oh man. Welcome back, guys. It's the 86th week of the IndiScots Scots with Soul podcast this week. And I just fucked up my intro like 3 times. Welcome, Viper San. How you doing?
I'm alright. Again, apologies for the where I am currently. I think everyone's got an ad right now. I've got an ad. I just clicked on the stream. I've got an ad. That's great.
People watching on YouTube don't have an ad.
Hi, people on YouTube. On Twitch, they have ads, and it's really annoying because I've seen this ad for Birds of Prey like 40 times in the past week. I'm not going to see it. Okay? No, I don't want it.
Doesn't matter what you want. It's what you get.
Yeah. Was also
Just
hold on
accept
1 second. Is it? Oh, this is just me because this is what the stream is currently for me on my phone.
Oh, excellent.
Hold on. Let me close and reopen. Oh, excellent. There we go. We fixed it. Yes. Sorry for the potato quality. I'm at my friend Ross's because just in case you guys didn't know, I play this game called Dungeons and Dragons, and yeah.
Aye.
Who would have known? And I was playing it at Ross's today. So.
Nah, it's not the first time you've done the podcast for Rossi's bit, isn't it? No.
Yeah. One day I should just. I'm going to eventually get paid for being a DM. I'd love that, actually. Like, what's your job? I play Dungeons and Dragons. I fucking love that. Anybody who wants to. You know what? Anybody who wants to hire me as their dungeon master. I'm going to put that in more context.
Yes, yes. Like, mate, I was just thinking there, I'm like, he's going to say, if you want to hire me as a dungeon master, and I'm like, people are going to be like that. No, mate, no into BDSM. Sorry, don't like you changing that.
But my name is BDSM. But like, if you want to hire me as your dungeon master for Dungeons and Dragons, hit me up. We'll sort it out, right? I'll do it online, or if you want me in person, we can sort that out. But that, I'm up for it.
Break out the whips and chains.
I'll bring the leather, right?
Welcome, Estivarius. Welcome, you all the time. How you doing? Right, we'll move on to our first subject this week. I'm going to actually start with the Ubisoft subject this week. Ubisoft were speaking about this week how they want to make their games more distinct. I don't know exactly what the fuck they mean, right? Because Ubisoft games, in my opinion, are pretty distinct compared to other games. They're noticeably worse than other games.
Don't use their own engine.
They use their own engine, right? But it's how much, like, when is Ubisoft going to get the attention that Bethesda's getting with Fallout? Do you know what I mean? When are they going to get that same attention? Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, you fuck guys, you've been building the same game for fucking years. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Tomb Raider wasn't too bad.
Tomb Raider wasn't too bad. No, it wasn't. No, right. But I'm thinking more along the lines of games like Far Cry, games like, do you know what I mean? Like Assassin's Creed. They're big titles. They're pretty much just throwing the same games out, changing them slightly each time. I mean, you play Far Cry fucking 3, and you play Far Cry 4, and you play Far Cry 5. You're doing the same thing, just with different baddies.
Far Cry 3.
You're just doing the same thing about different baddies. The baddies were good in Far Cry 3.
Can you build your own home in Far Cry yet?
No. You can do your own base, but you can't build your own base. You just unlock wee bases that you can upgrade.
Would it not make more sense if you could build your own base in Far Cry? Like
take the thing you do in Fallout for the base in Fallout and do that. I mean, it would make more sense, aye, but there's nobody else cutting about, do you know what I mean? You can't, it's just you and your own world.
I know, but like, even with single player games, I like the idea that I can just build my own base. Like, in Fallout 4, when you could literally, like, sure, it was only in the settlements you can build, but you could build your own base. fucking loved that, and I mean like
That's what I spent most of my time doing in Fallout 4.
genuinely.
Not going to lie.
Like when I used to stream on the old on my old channel when I tried to stream Fallout 4, right? I shit you not, I'm pretty sure there was 4 streams worth of like continuous like 4 hour streams of me building my house, and one of those streams for 2 hours it was me putting Nuka-Cola Quantums on a shelf, like that. Generally, just going.
It's amazing how much you can get caught up in something like that, but ain't it? Do you know what I mean?
But I'm like, that's what I'd fucking do in there. Like, I'm sorry, like, seeing Fallout, I do not drink Nuka-Cola Quantums. I will die before I drink a Nuka-Cola Quantum because I collect them. I don't know, I've never collected anything else in the game, but for some reason, Nuka-Cola Quantums must be collected. Like, I don't know what it is.
Oh man, nah, I didn't collect anything for it. I'm not a big collector in games. Like when I used to stream with Kyle back in the day when it was me and Kyle sitting on the couch. Kyle's one of those gamers that does like to collect. He collects everything. He's like, doesn't he like to use any consumable in the game? Nothing. Potions, nothing. Do you know what I mean? You name it, Kyle won't use it, right? And then you've got me, who as soon as I get something, I'm chopping at the bit to fucking use it. Do you know what I mean? When can I drink this Nuka-Cola?
I just remember as well, I don't know if Vanessa's in the chat, but she'll also remember, I had a bad habit of collecting posters as well. I don't know why. And then I remember once in my stream, I didn't show anyone because I did this offline, and she commented on it because he just saw it in the background, and I just filled up loads of bathtubs with toasters. And but like,
man.
I'm gonna
Bath
fucking
bombs.
play Fallout 4 again now. Bath bombs, yeah, bath bombs.
Fallout 4 was good when it first came out, but I don't think I'd go back and play it. I think I'd go back and play it. No.
I think it's because the storyline was so linear.
But we're not here to talk about Bethesda, we're here to talk about Ubisoft wanting to make their games feel more distinct, right? So, following the sale of Ghost Recon, Breakpoint and Division 2, following disappointment, right? So they want to make
Because
it more...
they're shite.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, it's because they're shite. Like,
Yes.
I tried Ghost Recon. Was the only game that I think generally is okay that Ubisoft have made that's like still relevant is fucking Siege. Like,
Siege is one of the ones that's getting... Siege is one of those ones. It's because it's a PvP game. It's so much replayability. It's competitive. It's pretty well balanced. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the sort of game they're going to aim for, but at the same time, don't just spam fucking Rainbow Six Siege at us. Do you know what I mean? We'll get bored there,
like,
man. Enough.
Siege seems to be one of these games. It's like, you know, it's either you either play Overwatch, you either play League of Legends, you either play CS:GO, or you play Siege. Like,
Aye, you're right. It's the competitive scene right now, ain't it? But writing for
Rocket League as well.
For PC Gamer last year, Rick Glenn declared that not every Ubisoft game needs to be an Ubisoft game. Like many players, he was underwhelmed by Ghost Recon Breakpoint in particular, saying that Ubisoft basically released the same game again with additional systems scavenged from other projects and awkwardly stapled to Breakpoint's head. These included the conversation system from Assassin's Creed and the loot system from Division. Nah, that's pretty poor, ain't it? Do you know what I mean? We're going to just fucking staple on these things for other games rather than make something unique for this game. The similarities between every Ubisoft open world game were blamed for disappointment in sales of Breakpoint and Division 2, two of Ubisoft's more significant 2019 releases, according to an exclusive published by VGC. The company's editorial team are being revamped in an effort to differentiate Ubisoft's future games. The editorial team are a group of designers and producers based in Paris whose advice is blamed for pushing Ubisoft's big budget games towards their semi-focus on open worlds with maps and full of icons. Online features, according to VGC, insisted that its narratives had a thematic basis in real world, but avoiding the political stance. Now, they're right there in what they're saying, do you know what I mean? The games are so samey. It's like we were talking about, every game is so samey. Like, even games way beforehand have been so samey, do you know what I mean? Like, the Far Cry games, there's been so many games that Ubisoft have released, and you're like, this is just like the same as the last game I played for you, Ubisoft. Do you know what I mean? You're like, come on, fuck. Give us something new.
Side note, by the way, So I had the headphones on, and I had it sounded like they were shouting something like back there. So I took the headphones off, and as you were doing it, I was like, I can still hear COD really clearly. Like, it's like, these must be really good. And then I took them off, and then I put them over here, and I could still hear you really clear. And I was like, wait, the sound's coming out the speakers.
How come it's not coming back through the microphone then?
I don't know. Oh fuck! I didn't need these then, did I?
That's weird that it's not coming back through the microphone and give us double feedback.
That's well.
But I'd really like to see Ubisoft to try something completely fucking new. Do you know what I mean? Let's just try something completely new, just try a completely different formula and stop hitting us with the same bullshit. Because if you keep hitting us with the same bullshit, you're just going to end up going down the tubes, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's some games that are different, but at the same time,
You
it's
will
same,
eventually
like,
make a Fallout 76. Do you know what I mean?
Like you had Just Dance, right? Like, but even that's the same game over and over. The only game that looks like it's going to be okay, genuinely, is Roller Champions, and that's the one that we test played when we were at Insomnia, because that was fun. It was different, it was like a different kind of thing. But even then, like, it will get boring after a while. And it's the same, like, do you know what might actually be their first, like, their Fallout 76? Might be Watch Dogs Legion.
That got delayed as well.
Everything's got fucking delayed.
It is the year of delays, aye. But one
You know,
thing
like,
that didn't get delayed
what
was
I think it is,
RE3. We're still getting that in April. They released a trailer this week, still with the April release date and that on it, so excellent.
Do you know what I think it is? Like, what all this delay stuff's about? It's only been in the last year or so that game companies have realized, do you know what? The fans are completely okay if we delay a game. They totally understand if we delay a game because, they want quality. They don't want quantity. But all the games, if I'm right, like I'm going from the CG Project Red, when they it wasn't Cyberpunk, it was other game that they're releasing that got delayed.
The other game they were releasing get delayed? I don't
Remember
know.
we talked about it ages ago about the crunch time thing. That it was like it wasn't a necessity to work during crunch time and all that. And
Aye.
the game will come out when it's finished.
That was Cyberpunk.
It was yeah.
That was Cyberpunk, aye.
After the positive feedback they got on that, of like all the people on Twitter going, "Aye, fucking go right ahead, delay the game if you need to. We know we're gonna get the game. We're just,
It will eventually come out if you take your time to finish it. Aye,
yeah.
Exactly.
And if you take your time to finish it, then we know that it's the best version of the game you could have brought out. Because everyone now just remembers, I recently, the past couple of weeks, I've been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, right? And I remember when that game first came out, I tried the beta and went, this is fucking shite. Like, because it was 2 maps and 1 space battle. And I was like, that's piss poor. Now when I've been playing the game, there's about 12 maps, I think. And a good few scenarios for space battles and all that. And it's fun. The game is so fun.
Aye. Battlefront's just basically Battlefield Star Wars bit, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not got destructive...
does it know? Environments?
No. God, could you imagine? Star Wars with destructive environments? Jesus Christ.
Aye, the spaceships crumbling apart and all that. Aye.
Yeah, but it is pretty... that's like an advantage, like a example of a... There you go, shite. Shite release. Whereas I think all the games that have been announced and now have just been said they're delaying, right? The deadlines, the release dates got announced before all the good feedback came back. So now they're realizing they don't mind if we delay.
I mean, like, I don't really mind if they delay as long as they're going to fucking, do you know what I mean, polish their game and release a finished game.
Pretty sure all these games got announced, but they're delaying within like the week, didn't they?
I mean, how many games that came out that could have used more time, but completely flopped because they did need to have more time? One, Anthem's coming to mind for me, do you know what I mean? The massive flop for last year.
Everyone's been saying Anthem's awful.
It could have easily done with more time in the oven. Do you know what I mean? With a bit more testing and stuff like that. So, I take the time, fucking finish your games. But here's the article about the crunch time. It's CD Projekt Red. So, Cyberpunk 2077 developers will be required to crunch following its delay. Overworked developers have plagued CD Projekt Red for years. CD Projekt Red will be crunching to finish Cyberpunk 27, despite it recently being delayed until September. In a question and answer conference call, CD Projekt Red CEO Adam Kaczynski admitted that
a name we're not going to try to pronounce, because if we do, we'll be branded as racists.
Nah, it's like Polish names are notoriously hard to pronounce. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, like every time I meet a Polish person, I just go, "Hi, how do you?" I don't even ask what's your name. I go, "Hi, how do you pronounce your name?" Because, see if I get a piece of paper that has a Polish person's name on it, I will ask how they pronounce it. Because it's got to the point I'm not even going to try.
You don't want to butcher it. I know.
I know SKA is SCA. So it's something SCA.
That's more Russian than Polish, and they'd probably hate that. But let's just move on. So, Big Adam admitted that the development team would be required to put in longer hours as the game launch approaches. In it, he says they try to limit crunch as much as possible, but in the final stage, we'll try to be reasonable in this regard. But yes, unfortunately, the team will be required to crunch. CD Projekt Red has been criticised for its working conditions before. In a report by Kotaku's Jason Shearer last year, it was said a goal of Cyberpunk 2077's development was to be more humane after it emerged developers were expecting to work long hours and weekends during the making of Witcher 3. Part of this was the introduction of non-obligatory crunch, although the effectiveness of that was questioned at the time. Now, The Witcher 3, we all know how good that is. Do you know what I mean? So, like, take the fucking extra time. We don't expect it. Like, we know we're going to get something similar to The Witcher with Cyberpunk. Like, there's things in The Witcher that I'm playing The Witcher for the fourth or fifth time. I can't remember, and I'm still finding missions that I've never seen before. Do you know what I mean? So, if you just need more time to play all these missions and all these scenarios and make sure they're right, take that fucking time and do it. Give us another Witcher, because the extra time, I mean, even delay it even further and then don't do it crunch. Do you know what I mean? There's good publicity. Show the rest of everybody how to do it. Cyberpunk won't be out until April 2021 because we don't want to crunch our employees. Who would really give a fuck? We'd all be like, yes, thank fuck, time to play the other games. Do you know what I mean? There's so many good games coming out this year. It's not even funny, so I don't even, it's like, take the extra time. Just please don't, like, I'd hate to be at work doing a 12-hour day, and then at the end of the 12 hours your boss turning around to you and going, what, I do another 4 hours? And you saying no, and them saying to you, might have to get somebody else to replace you. Do you know what I mean? Fucking 16-hour days doesn't sound fun at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't sound fun at all. So,
Wait, so
the away with crunch, please. I'll
if
wait
they're
for the
doing 16
games.
hour days, isn't it a legal requirement that they'd have to give you the next day off?
I think it was classed as overtime. No, they don't.
Because 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And you need about 8 hours sleep.
But that's the big problem.
Are you going to stay at the office?
That's the big problem with overtime. Like, see me as a tradesman. As a tradesman and an electrician, we, by law, are required to have 10 hours rest before we appear at work the next day. So if you're on call as an electrician and you get called out at 4 a.m, then you are not legally not allowed to appear in your work until 10 hours after that call out. Do you know what I mean? So 10 hours after 4 p.m. is 2 to 6, is 2 in the afternoon. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you'd begin at 2 and finishing at 4:30, and that was your full day. You'd be getting full day's pay. But that's as a tradesman. I don't think it's the same in game devs. I really don't. But like I say, I'm not a game dev, so I don't know.
Yeah, this says it might be UK law, so.
Alright, Madcap, how you doing, man?
But yeah, like, it's like, there's only one other profession that I can think of that I know of that can sometimes do 16-hour days, and it's being a doctor. But that's because there are limited amount of doctors.
Mm.
And you thing is, you can delay a video game. You can't delay heart surgery.
No, you're
Yeah.
right. Mm. But like the waiting lists on the NHS and all that are like, extremely long. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and even
you're
then,
gonna have these problems in every profession. Do you know what I mean? But I think like doctors, they should definitely have a rest period. I don't want some. I mean,
doctors.
I
But
don't.
I'm pretty sure, right? I'm actually pretty sure there's actually certain rooms in hospitals that the doctors and surgeons and all that are allowed to sleep in.
Mm, mm.
Like,
Aye, there's hot bunks and shit like that. Of course there is. Aye. But aye, back to the CD Projekt Red thing. So the studio's Glassdoor page also shows that things haven't improved much. Most of the negatives given by employees on the page includes things such as poor work-life balance, poor pay, and incompetent management. One former employee summed it up succinctly as too much pressure and no life, while another pointed out poor pay, even compared to what other game dev companies in Warsaw pay. Crunch isn't something unique to CDPR, as other studios like Rockstar and BioWare have also been accused of unreasonable working hours. However, it's more than a little ironic when a dystopian cyberpunk game where the value of a person has been reduced to nothing is being developed by a studio that allegedly treats their workers the same. That's pretty harsh, but at the same time, like, it's true. Do you know what I mean? Where Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed until September, there was hope that this was a sign that things had indeed changed in the studio. See, that's what I had thought right at the start. Like, holy shit, they're delaying the game. That must be to do with the crunch thing that they were talking about, but no. More time to polish would reasonably mean less crunch required. After all, it's a shame that that's seemingly not the case, and instead it just means more time for developers to burn themselves out for the sake of a video game. Now, that's a pretty harsh sum up, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it is just a fucking video game. Who cares if we get it this year or next year? Once it's out, it's out. Might as well release it finished and good. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Just take your fucking time and finish the game, man.
you know we're gonna get it, and we're gamers understand. Like, we understand, so let us understand. Like, we're fine. Treat your staff like good.
We're totally
They'll make a
fine
good
with
game.
it. Like, it would have been nice to see Cyberpunk release in April, because it would have released it probably for fucking been the biggest game of the decade after the Witcher's release. Do you know what I mean? Everybody fucking CD Projekt Red hype and all that. I think that's one of the reasons they really didn't want to delay it. But at the same time, if they're going to crunch, I think they need to delay it. I think they need to delay it more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could release your game in 2021 and it'd still be the biggest game of the decade. So, like,
and you could fucking
biggest game of the decade until Bethesda released Elder Scrolls 6. And then your ass is
Elder
in trouble.
Scrolls 76, mate.
Elder Scrolls 66.
Right, what are we moving on to now, though?
Fucking, I was going to speak to something.
In fact,
What was I going to say? I said it right before we started.
there's the article about the delays to Cyberpunk. We just talked about the crunch. What you got to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
I was about to fucking. Just before we started, I was literally, as you're kicking the stream up, I said something and I can't remember what I said.
I was kicking the
Oh, that was
I
it.
was paying attention.
Have you seen the latest competition ran by Epic Games?
No.
Right. So, Epic Games' biggest game is Fortnite. In case you didn't know.
Is it aye? Fuck's sake, man.
And they've got this competition going on right now. I believe it or not, it's on TikTok. And it's basically you record yourself doing a dance, and if it gets like the most likes or something, it can get put in the game. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I respect their marketing and advertising team for that, because they're realizing that one of the biggest things on the internet right now is TikTok. And what's one of the biggest things on TikTok? People dancing. So, hey, why don't we just farm emotes?
Farm emotes that aren't, that we didn't create, and people are gaining us and might become really, really profitable, and we'll not give them anything back in return.
I've never heard of Epic Games doing that before. Have you? I've never heard of Epic Games taking a dance, putting it in the game, and it becoming very popular and not paying any money to the creator. I've never heard
I've
that
never
before.
heard of that before, no. This would be a
Also,
whole
I
new
don't know what
precedent set.
why am I sitting like this? Here. Am I an angle now? Am I in frame now?
You were in
I
frame
don't know.
before? Oh, aye, aye,
There we go.
aye, you're
I'm in
fine.
frame.
I could move your camera a wee bit, I
But yeah,
suppose.
like it's 'cause Epic Games. They've made a really good profitable game. The problem is they're really bad at paying their fucking dues. Like it's so shit. Like they've. Sorry, I'm burping halfway through speaking. Uh, like one of the main reasons that they are as big as they are, and they can't deny this, is because of Ninja, right?
Did you see
Like,
they released a ninja skin this week as well?
yeah, that's like how come. But there's the thing: how come it's taking them so long? Because they've given
No idea,
other
man.
streamers stuff. They've given Summit 1G something. They gave Tim the Tapman something. They've done deals with God knows how many people, right? Where was it? Why is his deal taking this long? I'm also halfway across the screen. There you go. Hi.
Aye, I'm sorting it. I'm fixing it.
I'm now part of COD8MYdog.
No, you're no. Chopped your head off.
Like it is kind of weird that it's taking this long for them to do this.
Mm.
But, now we're on the subject. I need to double check the old how those court cases went for them. The people who tried to sue them.
For what? What court cases?
The guy who made the Millie Rock, he tried to sue them, I think.
I mean, like, if you can, I don't know. I don't really care.
The whole, it was like, that weird one.
I
Like,
know,
whoever-
I know. Like, I think he'll win the case as long as he can prove that he done that dance via video, and they can see the date of the video before that released on Epic. But see if they can't do that, then
No, they can. The song was released in 2014.
well, I think it's a pretty open and shut case. Do you know what I mean? It's their thing. You used it commercially. You owe them money. If you don't give them money, you're gonna get fined. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean?
It's just, it is kind of, it is so weird because the first emote that went big, the classic dance emote, that's the fucking dance from Scrubs. Like, I can't remember what the character's name is. I haven't watched Scrubs in so long, but that whole that was off fucking Scrubs.
I know what you're talking about now. I remember watching that. I remember seeing that in Scrubs. I didn't notice that was where it's from. But they've done that quite a lot. And Yaldi might be right. You might not be able to copyright a body movement. Do you know what I mean? Like, that might be a thing.
But I think if you're known for that body movement, like for example, if I made a game and I put the moonwalk in my game and didn't credit Michael Jackson, like people were like,
I see what you mean. I do see what you mean, but like,
if I call it the hee hee,
I see what you mean.
watch this. Epic Games are now going to put it in the game and call it the hee hee.
And you want your royalties.
I do.
Oh, but Yaldi's saying in chat, a full choreography can be copyrighted, but a body movement, and I'd be inclined to agree. Do you know what I mean? Choreography does take a lot of work, not that way. That body movement's just a body movement. Do you know what I mean? Like, the moonwalk I don't know if that's a body movement or choreography. See, this is where the point. This is where it's going to become to contention. Fuck being a lawyer, by the way.
I
Do you
know.
know what I mean?
Why would you? Why would? But like, it's got to the point of like, there's like, I'm studying this like the smallest section of law that's relevant to my course, right? And even then, I'm like, why is there so much? Like, why? And the problem is that half these laws are so vague. Like, a lawyer's job must be reading a book and going, eh.
Remember you've got that whole different language, all the different meanings. You've got legalese in English. You've got words that look exactly the same but have big completely different meanings. Do you know what I mean? So, fuck being a lawyer. A lawyer is basically somebody who can explain all this bullshit. And I mean, you've got two lawyers trying to outsmart each other. It's just...
You know what's the worst part, right? There's a subsection of in being like defamation and slander, right? So basically, like if something has been proven to be your fault, right, you are liable.
Mm-hmm.
However, if I'm right, and I'm probably going to get so wrong, if I write something that is slanderous towards someone, I can be charged with libel. Not liable, libel.
What's libel?
It's like libel. And I can't remember exactly the whole thing, but like I could be charged like there's libel, so I could be found liable of libel. Like
see, I mean, law is just a whole. It's basically like learning French. Do you know what I mean? Except it uses English words. You need to learn that language so you understand what it means.
that's the thing, right? I'm pretty sure that most people who speak English don't even understand their own fucking language. People say shit to me, and I'm like, what? Like,
nah.
language is too big now.
Plus, we're Scottish as well. We're pure lazy when it comes to language and grammar and.
But it's also because we've just got our own version of our language now. It's like the whole difference between, you know, like if we're comparing it to another, look at like Chinese. You've got Cantonese, and then you've got Mandarin. It's the same language, but they're very different from each other.
Mm.
And you're like, ah!
They bastardized versions of the source material, ain't it?
I think Cantonese came before Chinese. Cantonese came before Chinese. Well done, Reese. Cantonese came before Mandarin.
Well, English was just a version of French.
French was a version of German.
And French, do you know what I mean? And German was a version of fucking. No, German was a version of one of the Slavic languages, but French was French,
and then you got Dutch,
French
which is a bastardization.
French was a descendant of Latin.
Yeah, and then you've got Dutch, which is a bastardization of English and German and French and Latin.
Mm-hmm. Aye, language is one of those tricky things, man.
Here's a fun fact, actually. I found out that the word for father in Dutch is Vader. So, all those girls online calling Anakin Skywalker Darth Daddy are technically not wrong.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I'm going to Google it just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure father in Dutch is Vader.
Oh fuck, man.
What's father in Dutch?
Did you see we got a new RE3 trailer?
Did
so
we?
is that confirmed Vader is father in Dutch?
Oh, well, it's close. It's spelt the same, Vader, but it's pronounced
Vader.
Wait, it just sounds like someone from like Yorkshire saying father. Listen.
Father.
Like from Northern Ireland. Oh, hello. Oh, who? Oh, Shirley. Who's downstairs? Oh, just Ted.
Stop.
Like, I'm sorry, I love Google so much because you get shit like that.
Oh man.
Actually, hold on. You've got an Alexa, haven't you?
Aye, but it's never plugged in.
Right, hold on.
ages ago. Sit and fucking try to talk to your mates playing Destiny, and Alexa's like, I don't know that one. Like, fucking no, you don't. Shut up, you fucking cow.
Hold on. Google Translate.
What you try to
This was the
translate
great
there?
one, right? To Welsh. This went mental on a freaking online because of Alexa doing this, right? So if you say to your Alexa,
Alexa.
Boris Johnson, carrot, let's see, Alexa, what is Boris Johnson, carrot 100 in Welsh, right? She will say this back, hopefully. Oh, fucking work already. Try to get in the right order, but I think I'm going to have to do a different order.
Boris Johnson, what, 100?
Carrot 100. Carrot 100. Sorry, yeah, carrot 100.
Why is that even a sentence?
Yeah. So, it's so robotic, but if you ask
you
that
call him
to,
a cunt at the end?
yeah, basically, if you say, oh fuck, that's really loud. Oh shit. If you say to Alexa, she'll go Boris Johnson moron cunt.
But that's just what he is. Let's be honest. But we don't do politics on this channel. We're going to quickly have a wee look at this new RE3 trailer.
Carrot
I've not seen
100. Our
Carrot
president, our prime minister is the cat. What's up with my fucking mind today, Sam? Oh, prime minister.
Right, trailer time. Here we go.
Hey, easy, lady. I got you.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Name's Carlos, and I'm saving you.
So good, man.
With the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS for short.
This city is completely cut off, isolated. We need help. My men cannot do this alone.
The town's crawling with those freaks. No chance of fighting our way out of the city. Why is she here? She's unreliable.
It's me he's after. I'll buy you some time.
Hey, wait! Wait, Jill!
It just looks so fucking oppressive, it's not even funny.
Jill, what happened? Come in!
I was just looking at, right? But see the guy with the big hair? He looks like fucking Keanu Reeves with a really bad wig on.
Carlos?
Hmm.
Carlos is a cool character. I'm really looking forward to that. Resident Evil 3 was a fucking fantastic game when it first came out, and everybody loved RE2 last year. The best thing about it was Mr. X, and now we're getting Nemesis and the new engine and shit like that, man. Like, bring it fucking on. I can't wait for it. I'm going to absolutely love playing the shit out of that. But at the same time, I think I'm going to be squealing like a girl at more than one occasion.
I hope you get as high as you did when playing that like Gary's mod game. Like, you know, the whole like guy come and get me. Oh, she came and got me.
That was funny. I was feeling like, man, fucking come and get me, you bastard. Turned round, the cunt's right there in my face, like, it's come and get me. Like, oh, no.
You know what I love, right?
Mate, I
It
wasn't
was-
high. I was just fucking. It's like I'm no good
think
for
in the
horror
clip,
games. I'm
I
a
think it's
big
because of
Jesse
the way-
man. Big
Yeah,
fucking Jesse when it comes to horror games. No
I think
quite
the way
high.
it's because of the way you were sitting that it looked like you were high as fuck. You were like,
You're right in the camera like that. Please don't get me.
like the thing is, like, I love it because like it was. I'm not calling you a Jake boy here, but it was such a classic Glaswegian Jake boy moment of moan then, fucking moan then. All right, well, fuck.
It really was, man. And we do need to play some of that. They need to play that stuff again, Jason. You're right. We'll get round to it. Don't worry. It's just that's community games night, and I've been trying to get more people involved in community games night. Friday there was really good playing Killing Floor versus, so we'll hopefully do that again this week. Because there was a few people there, if we can get more people, the same people in again, because we managed to fill up the six-man slots to play a normal game. You can get 12 into versus, so there's space for more people. A few people for the Twitch chat joined in that on Friday, so that was really quite good. But one thing I wanted to ask the chat is, if we want to get a wee game of Jackbox, maybe in a couple of games, 2 games of Jackbox after this tonight. We've not played in a while, and I know people were asking for it, so let me know in chat if that's something you want to do. But we're going to go, we've got 2 more subjects to talk about. We've got the Google Stadia, or we've got the Tarkov stuff. What do you want to talk about, Viper?
Go for the Stadia stuff.
Stadia first. Right, well, Stadia have they've announced, that they're bringing 120 games to Stadia this year, 10 of which are going to be exclusives, but they've not told us what games.
No, they have told us, right? But what happens is that you've clicked on the link, and because of the latency issues, it's not loaded yet.
No, like this article, it didn't tell us. Like, there's nothing telling us where or what games are coming out. It just tells you Stadia's releasing 120 games, including 10 exclusives. They take the piss out of Stadia. Remember Stadia? It launched with not quite stellar shape. Bought a studio, added achievements, and then, well, that's pretty much it. Do you know what I mean? That's not pretty much it. They had a fucking horrible launch. Everybody hated it. It's nobody, do you know what I mean? It's like buying a Mars bar and getting a Terry's chocolate orange and just like it being horrible. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. That's a bad analogy.
Terry's chocolate oranges are horrible, mate. They're
I'm
fucking
pretty sure
disgusting,
that,
right?
a Terry's chocolate orange is more expensive than a Mars bar. B, Terry's chocolate oranges are nice. I do prefer a Mars bar, but I wouldn't be complaining if I got a Terry's chocolate orange instead. I think the better breaks, like, if you bought a Mars bar and instead of the Mars bar was one of those like oaty flapjack health bars. Like, I'm not
Special
paying money.
K-bar.
Yeah, inside was a special K bar. No, not even that. Do you know those like go ahead bars you used to have at school? And there was like a weird chewy biscuit. Like,
Imagine
and, like,
they
you
just
ate
called
it,
it a condensed soggy cornflake bar.
a condensed soggy cornflake bar. Instead of a Mars bar, you got a poo. That's what happened. Like, and it had sweet corn in it. You don't know how. You haven't had sweet corn in 4 days, but it was still there.
But looking at the upcoming lineup, we're tracking more than 120 games coming to Stadia in 2020. We're targeting more than 10 games in the first half of this year alone that will only be available on Stadia when they launch. Stadia team said in an update posted today, we're working with our partners to share more on these games soon. So here's the post, right? Like, if it'll fucking load, come on, fuck. So wait, where's do you know what I mean? Like, they don't put any of the fucking games. Like, we're bringing 120 games in 2020, but we're not going to tell you what they are, because they're probably all going to be terrible B2D games that can play, do you know what I mean? Can play at that. I really don't think they're going to put...
No, do you know what it'll be? It'll be fucking browser games. You'll get... Did you guys ever play
Things you can
Arena?
download onto your fucking phone and play at 60 FPS on a bus. Do you know what I mean? Like, those shit.
It'll be Angry Birds. It'll be fucking Angry Birds.
I really feel that that's the way they're going, and I feel with the fact that they're no telling us what the games are they're releasing is no proof of it, but it lends to
Yeah.
it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to tell you we've got 120 games coming, but we're not telling you what they are, because if we don't tell you what they are, you'll expect all the good games. Maybe get a cheeky wee subscription, and then do you know what I mean? We'll maybe get a couple of months at you before the disappointment hits that all the games are shite. That's what I feel about Google Stadia, but that's just my opinion. Do you know what I mean? I just don't like, if you've got 120 games and 10 exclusives coming, give us a few examples. Do you know what I mean? Like, easy fucking peasy. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking, this game's coming. We're bringing Cyberpunk 2077 to Stadia in September. Do you know what I mean? Like, just say something. Do you know? Tell us a game, something we can look forward to. I hate it when fucking they do this. I mean, like, see when somebody tells you, oh, I'm going to be doing something, but they don't tell you what it is, it's because they don't believe in it themselves.
Do you know what they'll do? They'll do this. The first game is Fallout Shelter.
Fallout Shelter plays at 144 frames per second on a bus. Like, Google, please.
I tried to play Fallout Shelter on an Xbox, right? And the fact that I'd build something like, okay, come back in 6 hours. What? But I'm on an Xbox, I want it now. A phone I can put down and pick it up in 6 hours. Can I just put down my Xbox for 6 hours, can I?
I think Destiny 2 is a bad example, Jason, because Destiny 2 is one of those ones that you wouldn't play on your phone. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't jump into a Destiny raid when you're fucking on a bus. Do you know what I mean? Like, alright, boys, if you're sitting in the raid, man, on the bus, like, I need to get off of my stop, man. You wouldn't have a fucking
people are figuring out how to connect their like PlayStation and Xbox controllers to their phone.
You can do that. You get attachments for your phone that are like a fucking PlayStation or an Xbox controller anyway. You can get ones. It's not the problem. Do you know what I mean? It's the whole Destiny's not a game that you could really play on the go.
Now I think, right, side note, topic-wise, right, controllers, why are they so expensive?
Why? What do you mean? Why are they so expensive?
Like, see if you want to buy, like, Joy-Cons for the fucking Nintendo Switch, it's like 40 quid. Or if, like Xbox have a controller that's 100 quid.
That's the Xbox.
Why?
That's the Xbox fucking Elite. The Xbox Elite is very much like the Scuff Pad. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Scuff Pad cost me 105 quid, right? But see, when you think about what it's got going for it, it's fucking worth it. Do you know what I mean? You've got a fucking really nice control pad. You've got the grips. You've got fucking 2 extra buttons in the back. You've got a full touch pad. Do you know what I mean? You've got fucking rumble inside it. There's a lot of kit inside that.
Plus I bet you any money that cost them less than 20 quid to make. And I get they got to make a profit, but
I don't think it cost them 20 quid to make.
Oh no, I think it cost them much less, but that's me being generous.
But the Xbox one you're talking about, it comes, and I'm sure you can get controllers now with up to 4 paddles on the back of them. Do you know what I mean?
Well, like, I remember, I need to double check this, but I'm pretty sure there was a leaked picture that came out of the new PS5 controller, right? And straight off the bat, it's got like controllers there, right? And then where these buttons, like your hand would sit, right? There's buttons.
The Xbox One, there's some of them, like, even some of the scuff pads have got buttons all the way up on the inside of here. They've got the paddles. There's so many buttons on some of the controllers, man. There really is.
Speaking of that, right? Like, if we go like, oh, but it's 100 quid, right? Well, like a mouse, for example, the mouse I've got, right, costs me £60, right? I can take the bottom of my mouse off and put weights inside to make the mouse heavier or lighter, right? It has 11 buttons, right? A scroll wheel that has 2 modes. It's got clicky mode, or I press a button and it runs on bearings, right?
Right.
Like, it's got complete remapping from free software, RGB, and a very sturdy cable, right? Now compare that to a scuff PlayStation controller for like double the price.
I see what you mean. I do see what you mean, but I don't know. I feel like controllers are. I don't feel like they're overpriced. I really don't.
I think they're really overpriced. Like it's.
I don't see if people took better care of their controllers, they'd last them a lifetime. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing about controllers. Like, how many times the only time a controller breaks is if you rage it. It's the only time you're going to break your controller. Do you know what I mean? These things are basically delivered to you indestructible under normal use. Do you know what I mean?
It's the one thing I never understand though. Is that, like, I don't know if it's just because the way I was brought up. Is that like every time you used to get mad at a game, my mum and dad be like, "Oi, calm down. It's a fucking game, right? If you're not having fun, don't play it, right?" And you get people coming like they're playing FIFA. They get one goal and they throw the controller over the fucking room. I'm like,
been there, done it. Do you know what I mean, mate? It's why FIFA's why the worst games for it. It's why the worst games for it. That's why I stopped playing it. Do you know what I mean? It's because you realise you're not having fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just fucking.
I'd rather spend 20 quid and buy a fucking football and go in a field.
I wouldn't, 100% no, because you'd be in the field cold on your own, kicking a ball against a tree, and 9 times out of 10 you'd miss the tree and you'd have to run and collect the ball. Fuck that. Do you know what I mean? Past that. No, I'd much rather play FIFA, but at the same time, I'm not going to play FIFA. It's one of those things. It's male pride. You don't see many lasses breaking video game controllers. It's not something you see very often. It's mainly guys, and it's competition between men. Men don't like to admit that they're inferior to other men in any fucking way. Any way. Do you know what I mean? And if that's getting beat at FIFA, that's getting beat at FIFA. It's not because you get beat at FIFA. It's because you feel inferior or that. Do you know what I mean? It's male pride. It's fucking male pride that causes controllers to break, man. It really is. Really is.
I didn't get it, right? Like, for example, right? This keyboard, right, that Ross has, right? It's a Razer Mamba, right? I think it's the stealth version because it doesn't click. Like, does it click? No, it isn't clicky, right? Now, if I quickly go on the internet, and oh, that's a big penis. Razer Black Mamba keyboards. $119.99. So what? 100 quid. Right? Now, I need to work 8 to 10 hours to make £100.
Right.
I don't know. Working for a full day so I can smash something.
Sometimes it's really fucking satisfying, but it's really
The thing
satisfying.
is, right, like, even then, like, if my keyboard, if I ever buy an upgrade, right, am I going to go, oh, the new one's useless now, let's smash it? No, I'm going to wrap the cable round, put it nicely in a drawer in case one of them falls
Alright,
up.
put it this way then, right? Just met a girl, you're looking to take her on your first date. You're going to spend way more than 119 quid on that first date. Don't tell me you're no, right? And your end goal is you want to smash it. Is there any difference?
2 seconds. I'm going to ask her how much I spend, but now I'm actually also going to ask her. Wait till you said that. Hey, can I ask you a question quickly? I'm on podcast. How much did I spend on our first date?
First proper one.
Yeah.
Does the CX one count?
Yeah, I guess so.
Nothing.
Exactly. Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Right. Now, the reason why...
Wait, unless the bus change. Wait, no, you had a bus pass.
I had a bus pass. Right. Now, I wasn't going to tell you this bit until COD said it when I was calling you, but this is great. We're currently talking about how controllers are overpriced, right?
Yes.
And
Are you saying I'm a controller?
No.
yes, no, I'm kidding. What we're talking about is when it comes to like buying a keyboard or something. I say I don't understand people who go and destroy it because I'm not spending £100 on something for me just to smash it. And then
I just
COD,
broke my laptop key.
yeah, but how long did that last you?
5 years.
Exactly, 5 years. But here's the thing: like COD then goes, I don't know if I'm going to go on a first date with a woman, right? I'm going to spend at least £100, and the end goal is to smash it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm giving it to him for the quick thinking, but it's exact. But here's the next thing, right? I spent nothing.
But your end goal was to smash it. He can't say no, like. Sorry, Vanessa.
Live on stream.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't think see every first date I've had, I'd have loved to have saved money the way you used to did, but I've always spent hundreds of money on my first
Do you know who
dates.
spent money on her first date? Vanessa did, because she bought something.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed.
She bought Assassin's Creed Black Flag Limited Edition from CX. Our first date cost a £5.
To be fair, we were fighting over it.
Yeah, I was like, I want it.
I wanted it, but I was like, I saw it first. I'm getting it. I picked it up. No. It's fine.
Yeah, like there you go.
That moment when you know you're destined for each other and you're both in CEX and you're both having a look about and then your hands meet on Assassin's Creed. And Vanessa just looks at you like, it's mine!
Vanessa says your hands got there first, but I was being the gentleman and decided to let her have it.
No. Right, I'll let you do your podcast.
Cool, go you later.
Bye, Vanessa.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I just hung up on her. It's like, okay, bye.
But yeah, that's all the time we have for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks to SM Viper, or DM Viper. Thank you to DM Viper for joining us. I still call you SM Viper, sorry.
If you want me to be your Dungeon Master DM for Dungeons and Dragons.
For Dungeons and Dragons. Not the whips and chains now, come on. Phone my other number for that. But yes, thank you for watching. If you want to play some Jackbox, put it in chat now, and if there's enough people, I'll fire the stream back up. I want to play. You up for a game or two, Viper?
If I get home, then maybe, yeah.
Cool. Right, well, thank you for watching, guys and girls, and we'll see you all then. Good night.
Maybe out this network. Maybe out this
Build this
network. Oi,
network on
pass the fucking bucket.
So we'll build this network.
Oh, pass the
and
fucking bucket.
Build this network on Scots with soul.